What's up, everybody? It's BT. I want to come on here quickly and share something with you guys right quick. Um, I'm gonna tell y'all what a real friend is. I got friends, I got a couple of friends, but I got some friends that I don't really talk about a lot that you guys don't know. That's been in my life for a long time. I really don't want to use this lighting today, but make sure to get it right here. Robert was somebody that I've been knowing, God, since the 90s, I guess. Hold on one second. I want to make sure I get this lighting right. Yeah, I've been knowing Robert since the 90s, late 80s into the 90s. I'm going to show you a picture of Robert. One second, y'all. I'm trying to get this lighting right. Trying to get the light. There we go. All right. Still not right. Let's see what we got here. Let's see what we got here. Come on, work with me, light. Come on, work with me now. I'm going to get it right. It's a little better. Still not like it's supposed to be. 1 second. I guess I really don't want to use the background, but one second. 1 second, y'all. If Robert was still living, he'd be like, "Child, just tell him about me. Just tell him about me." All right, 1 second. Let me get it right. Just bear with me. Yeah, if Robert was living, he'd be like, "Child, just tell him about me. You ain't got to do all that extra stuff." And I still can't get it right. I think I know what the problem is. 1 second, y'all. I need to bring this up some more. Okay. All right, we'll just leave it. No, we don't have any time. So just leave it at that, I guess. I just leave it like that. I don't know what's going on with this lighting. I have no idea. Okay. It could be because the background back here is the light from the outside, and that may have something to do with it, y'all. I don't know. I don't really care. I'm just trying to get this out. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Just bear with me, okay? Let me try to fix this. See what I got going on here. Let's see. All right, we'll leave it at that. Then it could be me. I don't know. But just leave it at that. Just leave it like that. Okay, anyway. Um, Robert was somebody that I've been knowing. Man, I've been knowing Robert since like I said, the early '80s. When I first moved to Austin. Yeah, when I first moved to Austin, and Robert was just one of those type of people that he was just a friendly guy. Like he was just everything about him was just crazy. He kept you laughing. He just kept you smiling and laughing. He was just a good guy. I found out today, earlier, that he passed away yesterday. And it's crazy because I'm gonna show you a picture of Robert. This is how he looked when I first met him. I'll show you a picture. This is how Robert looked when I first met him. Just as cute as he could be. Well, here is the miracle that happened to Robert before he passed away. And I know he would be so proud of me telling the story. And I've talked about him before, but you guys probably don't remember. Unless you've been following me a long time and you really know, you really keep up with what I say and things I talk about. Well, let me tell you the funny thing. I think Robert would want me to tell y'all this first. And the reason why I'm doing this for him, because I'm sure the funeral is going to be when I'm out of town because he just died. So I'm sure the funeral is going to be, when I'm out of town for my birthday. But the funniest thing is one time when Robert lived in Killeen, he moved to Killeen, and I visited him from Austin. And he was cooking. And Robert I said, bitch, I'm hungry. Can a bitch get a little rice? And like that has been with me and him for years. Like that is the funniest thing that I say to him and he said to me, and we just laugh and laugh and laugh and laugh and laugh. Can I get a little rice? Okay, so moving forward, Robert, unfortunately, became a diabetic, I believe, and he got on dialysis. Here, let me show you another picture of Robert in his prime days right here. Here he goes right here. Okay. And here's another picture of my friend Robert. Well, Robert, later on in life, he was on dialysis and everything. This is him right here. And, he was said, we talked. He lived in Austin. He lived in Houston for a while, then he moved back to Austin. And he said, PT, he said, like, I'm a diabetic. He was in a wheelchair and, he said, but he's coping. He's trying to live. He's trying to do what he needs to do to make it. He was, he had his good days. I don't know what it's like to be a diabetic or to be on dialysis. I'm sure it's not something you want to do. But he was in a wheelchair and the Lord blessed him. And, he was able to, before he passed away, he was able to walk. As you can see right here, he was walking. So the Lord blessed him. He had surgery in some kind of way. The Lord blessed him to be able to walk. But let me tell you why I'm telling you this story about Robert. Oh, let's see, about maybe 10 years ago, I was in Dallas. And every year when I was in the clubs, I would always have my anniversary shows. It might have been longer than that. And one day I was, it was time for me to do the show, right? And I was sitting up there and, and it was a lot of people there and everything. And I hadn't been out, to see who was out in the audience or whatever, but I knew it was packed. People was everywhere that I could, kind of peep up there and see. And then when I came out to do my number, there was Robert in his wheelchair. And I looked and I said, Robert, what are you doing here? He came all the way from, at the time, he was living in Houston, I believe. Yeah. He came all the way from Houston to Dallas on a bus, on a wheelchair, just to come and support me for my show. And that really touched my heart. I cried and I cried and I cried. He was like, bitch, stop crying. I'm your friend. And you have people who live right in the city who wouldn't even come to my show, you know? And it just touched me. It just like, I mean, you know, y'all understand what I'm saying. It really touched my heart for him to do that. So moving forward, he did it again, and he did it again, and he did it again. The only thing is he never told me he was coming. He always say, I don't think I can make it, PT. I said, okay, now you keep saying that, but you keep showing up. No, I really don't think I'm going to make it. And the last time he did it, he came to Houston. When I lived in Houston. And at the time he was living in Austin. And I said, Robert, you don't have to come in here. You know, mind you, he didn't have a special van. He didn't have nothing. He got on the bus, Greyhound, and called, you know, I guess they had it set up. And mind you, one of the days he came, he had to do dialysis. Hold on one second. And I told him, I said, Robert, you shouldn't do this. It's like, PT, you're my friend. Can I get a little rice? I just want to share that with you guys about my friend Robert. He will be missed. The last time I talked to Robert was the day I got my driver's license. Y'all remember that? The day I got my driver's license renewed. Not renewed, but yeah, renewed. Y'all remember the day I was sitting outside showing y'all, here y'all, I'm getting my license. Well, me and Robert had a long talk about him getting his driver's license. He was like, bitch, you know, I ain't drove in years. I've been in that wheelchair and, you know, I don't even know how to drive no more. I don't think they're going to give me my license. I said, bitch, get your ass up and go get them. You walking now, go get your license. And we laughed and we talked. And he said, bitch, what is you doing in a little old small town? I know it ain't no trade up there. You need to get your ass out of Abilene. I said, well, I came down here to, you know, spend time with my mom and my family and stuff. And he was like, you need to get your ass out of Abilene. Ain't nothing down there. I said, I know, Robert. I said, but I'm here for temporarily and I'm eventually going to probably go back to where I want to be, you know, whatever the case may be. But I need to, you know, spend a time with my mom because you only got one mother. He said, yeah, I know, child. And that was the last thing that I said to my friend, Robert. And Robert, now I talked to Michael. Michael's a good friend of mine as well. And Michael told me what happened was Monday, he said that that Robert called him and said, hey, can you come over? Because, you know, he wasn't feeling well or whatever the case may be. So he went over and he said he had a boil up on his arm or something. Mind you guys, he was off of dialysis. Well, he was still doing dialysis, but I guess they had something in his arm or whatever. And he said that he went over there and he took care of him. And he said, you know, he kept saying that he was ready to go. He was tired, you know, and Michael was telling him, don't say that, don't say that, don't say that, don't say that. And that was Monday. And he said he died Tuesday, and I didn't find out until this morning. His brother, who's actually a friend of mine, actually texted me. He hit me up online when I was sitting on the internet earlier when I was working, and then that's when he told me, you know, Robert passed yesterday, PT. And I said, oh no. And I felt like, you know what? If this boy can get in a wheelchair and he can come and support me, then I can share his story. If he can leave Austin, Texas, or Houston, Texas, come all the way to Houston, he can leave Austin and come all the way to Houston and leave, Austin and come all the way to Dallas and support my show, I have to tell his story. How God had healed him and let him walk. He was ready to, get back into the world. And Robert was very smart, very intelligent, always had good jobs, worked hard all his life. You see here, this is a picture of him when God blessed him to be able to walk again. He was walking after being in the wheelchair. So I just want to share my story with y'all, because anybody who thinks enough of you to get in a wheelchair and come and see you is a friend. Rest in peace, Robert.